I have a question
I
for you.
I got a comment I'd like to make in reference to Daniel when he, it was interesting when I was involved with the Anna Nicole Smith case. If Daniel was supposed to kind of hang out with us and with me in particular, and however when.
Oh please, John, I did not. I didn't like you at all. Go
no,
ahead.
but no, you did because I had a nice car. But the thing is that I'm just curious, Daniel, were you surprised at the animosity that was reflected towards you by Howard Stern?
Yeah, I was a little surprised because it shows his stupidity. That it's like.
Because you had nothing but good things to say about Anna Nicole as well as everybody around her.
I know, but he wants that bad press. He wants to be more, and it's funny to me that he would turn it around that way. But he thought he could do that and get more famous, I guess. But the problem is, if he would just loosened up and went along with the good stuff, he'd probably been more well-liked, but I don't think he wanted to be well-liked. And it kind of shocked me hearing that he did not prefer me at the moment and all that, because it's always the one that you don't like is the one you like. Just remember that. It's like in high school again. Remember little kids beating up on you and stuff? Well, that's usually the one that likes you, right? So, Howard, you know where I am. You can go on my Facebook, call me up. You know how it goes.
What are you doing now, Daniel, with yourself as far as your career?
Well, besides brushing my hair?
Besides brushing your hair, yeah.
And eating black and white cookies with you. I have a reality show that's coming out, Messiah Makeover, and about my life, of course, and my clients list and clientele stories and whatever.
Tell us about your reality show. What network are you signed with?
See, now I've already told everyone it's legally I'm not supposed to say because then they can't press it out, right? But I'll say this, it's on a good cable channel. We'll say that for now. And, it'd be cool because they might start, I've been told, in England and Australia first and then come to America. You know how that kind of works? So we just have to wait now. I have to wait. And I'm not good at waiting. So.
Well, you know what they say, good waiters make good tips if you're a good waiter, so.
Oh, John,
That's a good one.
John, be nice. All right,
I'm being nice. He's saying you have to wait. I'm just saying that I always thought waiters make good tips if you're a good waiter. But I'll tell you one of the funniest things. I think I hadn't seen Daniel in a number of years. I don't know. We were talking about something, and this is way before that picture of us having a light snack at Cantor's, and I said something about the fact I had a Rolls or a Bentley or something. And he said to me, "Oh, did you buy one of those old ones just so you can say you have one?"
You did, didn't you?
Darling, my father had Rolls Royces, and I'm just following in his
Darling,
footsteps.
he thinks he's Zsa Zsa. Darling.
Yeah,
darling.
I just want you to I want you to feel comfortable, make Leo and Jose. But I thought that was a comical comment to make, like, oh yeah, I went out and get a Rolls Royce so I could just tool around the city and wave at people.
Because I've heard certain celebrities that are really well known, and they put it in the press. Actually, it was like Sonny and Cher, didn't they? At one time, they couldn't even get a car; they had to get a used Rolls Royce. They're very, very expensive. Not everyone can afford them.
Your former employer,
I wasn't trying to put anyone down. I was just figuring it out. Like, okay, well,
No, Jose once told me. He said the smartest thing he ever did, and this was actually written up in the National Geographic, was when he first came to Beverly Hills. He was, he had a great deal of talent, and he was wondering what to do. And he said the smartest thing he ever did, he went out and bought a Rolls Royce. And it kind of like gave him the impression that he was, really, really very successful. And you're right. I think you are correct. There's a lot of people, like for instance, what's his face? Zsa Zsa Gabor's weird husband.
Yeah, the Prince.
The Prince. Yeah, the Prince of Nothing. Yeah. Here's a guy here's a guy and his wife are being forced to sell their house because they can't afford it. Yet he tools around in a Rolls Royce Phantom. That's very good.
Well, image is everything, too, though. You have to understand image is everything, especially when you're in public, your public image, and being a celebrity. It means a lot, and people expect you to be that way, right? So if it's Zsa Zsa Gabor and she's with this Prince guy, you don't expect him to be pulling up in a Suzuki and driving her around,
Maybe
if
he had driving her around, she's gotten to the point where after all these amputations, he can probably put her in the trunk and carry her around.
Boxing Zsa Zsa, the new movie.
You could probably put, right now she can probably get half-price fares on most airlines.
She's a carry-on, right?
You
could get a Louis Vuitton strap, put one down on her knees and one in around her neck, and throw her over your shoulder.
Okay, John.
You are gonna get
You opened the door. I just decided to walk through.
Disclaimer.
Well, and on that note, Rose.
Hey, look, you know what? I wish Jaja all the best, as well as Prince Nothing. But the thing is that I just think that it's just terribly sad to see her in the state that she's in, and having to sell her home when her hubby is tooling around in a rather expensive car. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But as Daniel said, he's right. In this town, image is everything. And God knows he has seen it from both inside and out, and I've seen it. I get to see it for very short periods of time.
We've lived it. We've done it. We've done. You know what I'm saying? So we're like the people who would know, right? So come on,
Yeah.
We know the game.
Interesting.
We know the game.
Oh no, the game. It's a game
Even though
that.
I'm 25 and you're how old? I'm sorry.
No, I'm almost 60, and I gotta just say that you are probably as close to my age, but you've got better genes.
Oh. Yeah, designer jeans I'm wearing
Somebody
right now.
told me, designer jeans, that's it. Somebody told me if all the candles in your cake were ever lit, would have had to call the fire department.
Oh, really? Why? Because they want to meet me? Why?
Yeah, right.
You guys are
probably to hose you off.
John,
I would
and
like that.
Daniel.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Nothing better than a fireman with a nice hose, I always say.
I've heard, John, I've heard. Mm-hmm.
Not from me.
All right. I don't know. Rose Turner wants to say anything from rosespeaks.com or Rose. Are you on the line with us still?
I'm on the line. I'm just saying disclaimer.
Okay.
These guys are hilarious to listen to, but I just want to do disclaimer. So with that, back to Daniel and John.
No,
it's not
I
disclose. It's disclaimer. That's what she
No, it's absolutely fascinating to have Daniel on the show because he has had such access to people that at one time were some of the biggest names, both in the tabloids and in the news at times. And I believe he still has relationships with many of those people. Am I correct?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah, and that's interesting because in our perspective...
Well, because the thing is, it's hard is, in this business, a lot of people are just interested in doing what it is they want you to do, per se. Like, for me, it's like the whole, image consulting thing or whatever, or, so they just want to go in and do that, which I actually created this whole celebrity image consulting thing. But, see, they don't take time to know people. A lot of people don't even want to be known or talk to people. They just want to go in and do it and leave, And that doesn't happen with me. A lot of my clients, I say mostly, like 98% of them become my friends. So,
all kidding aside, I'm not sure at what end of the spectrum Daniel's age is, but he always, and I emphasize, always looks great. And and like I said, I think we can only thank his parents for that because he does have good genes, and he does. He takes great care of himself, always looks great, and I guess in his business, that's the way you want to do it. If I looked like Daniel in my business, I'd probably be living in South Central driving a Toyota. So it would not necessarily work in my business, but nonetheless,
I blend in, John. Remember, I blend in, don't I? I just blend in.
Yeah, you blend in all right. Sure. I remember the first time you showed up at the court. What did you have? You had like lipstick on, eyebrow stuff on, and a pink shirt.
Oh, I know you got jealous. You're like, you wanted my pink shirt.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I was going to run to my car and get a blonde wig. Yeah, right. Jealous.
He looks good.
I'll let you borrow my shirt.
Hey, let me ask you something about what was Anna like to be on the level that you knew Anna Nicole Smith? What was she like?
I liked her a lot. I thought she was so cool and friendly, and she would talk about certain people in Hollywood and how they play games and try to be more than they were and all that. And she knew with me I wasn't like that. And it was funny because like I told you, we sit there and talk about everything under the sun. Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
I can hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to check in with one of our new guests, and I didn't think I'd go over the air. So, I'm just we have a caller real quick. It could be Fifi. Just hold on real quick. I want to hear more about this, but let's patch him in because we lost him before. Hold on a second. And that was supposed to be a quiet conversation between me and them. Is this Fifi on the line? Or is this a guest?
The top killer clown of rock and roll.
Oh, okay. Welcome.
Hey Daniel, I'd like to I'd like to keep Daniel on the air on a line with us when Fifi comes on. And I've known Fifi LaRue as Fifi LaRue, but I've known him also as John Simich, who has been a personal friend of mine, as well as for numerous judges and lawyers that I'm associated with for well over 15 years. And if you've never been to a Fifi LaRue concert, my God, you're missing something, because it's just it's fascinating and entertaining. But back to Daniel. Daniel, you were telling us about the fact that you had a relationship with Anna Nicole Smith and how and she found you to be very real.
Yeah, I found her with me to be very real. She would talk to me just like she would talk to her son almost. Because I've heard her, and seen her in action with Danny, and I should say Daniel, but, I confuse people because we're both Daniel. So the thing is, though, she treated me like I was like, relation to her. So we talk about things and talk about food and everything that you wouldn't really think of that she would be talking about. You know what I mean? You thought she'd have a little more attitude, or she wasn't like that at all with me. I mean, I told you I have a thing for chocolate, and she does too, so we're like in Snickers and Milky Ways, and we're just having fun all the time.
Were you ever able to talk to her without having Howard K. Stern being close by?
Well, see, the thing is, I don't remember even seeing Howard too much around. I remember a lot of other people coming around, but when I work with people, I don't want people around. So I make it clear I want it to be private. And a lot of people, like Pamela Anderson and all, it's usually private or closed set kinds of things. And that's the way I usually like to work, because I don't want people hanging around and talking. And I want to do my work and be with them one-on-one. So that's how I always worked with her and everybody else. So that's how it works.
I'd like to move on to Fifi, and I got to move on to Daniel. Daniel, give us a quick wrap-up, please.
Kisses, John, and kisses to the producers. I love you, ladies. And also, John, if I need, I know, really, I need a new backup dancer for my next video, John.
You got it. Just let me know when I got to be there. And on behalf of all my guests, on behalf of all my guests, I want to thank everyone for showing up tonight, and thanks again for visiting us on Straight Talk with John J. Nazarian. And again, thank you so much, Andy from Colorado. Fifi LaRue, thank you. And Daniel DiCriscio, thank you. And yes, Daniel, let me know when. Give me a date and time, and I'll be there with costumes on, and I'll be your backup dancer. Straight Talk with John Nazarian.
G-strings only, John. G-strings, that's it.